Yeah, I'm live. What is up, everybody? Another episode of Everybody and Their Mom podcast, the podcast that everybody and their mom is watching. Coming at you with episode 9 this week. Hope everybody's having a good week. We're on a third, our third week now of the year. It's been fucking cold, honestly. Today, at least, is warming a little bit. I mean, we had the fires, uh, so it's kind of. I mean, it was a bitch going outside. Fucking, I kept what's it called? Like it was hard to be outside because of all the ash. Um, oh yeah, like my throat would get really dry just being outside. And the wind too made it fucking even more frustrating when it would get in my eyes. But the fire seems to have calmed down around here a bit. Oh, this is my area, but it's been cold. Like at night, it drops to like 40 degrees. I think today's gonna be 48 at night, but in the daytime, it's relatively warm, especially if you were wearing like at least a sweater. But like today's gonna right now it's 76, 76. So it's not bad outside. It's not bad, but when it drops to like 40 at night, it's like oh, it's hard to be outside, especially when it's windy. Oh man. But yeah, besides that, I mean, not much going on. Had the day off on Monday. Pretty good. School, chilling, taking some chill classes my last semester, and just studying for the bar. Study, study, study. But anyways, not really. I mean, not really a slow news week because a lot that happened. It was just there was one like big thing that dominated uh the news this weekend, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But first, I wanted to do a quick recap of the most recent UFC events this past Saturday because there was a shakeup. Because I remember when I did this on Wednesday for our first topic, I don't know if it was, I was talking UFC predictions for UFC 311. Uh, and at the time, it was still Islam versus Arman, but I think it was Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday yeah. Uh, Arman had to drop out, and it ended up being Moicano in the main event, and who was gonna fight Beneil? Yeah, Beneil was taken off the card, and that made the card instantly like a lot worse. Um, but I just wanted to do a quick recap of it because there was still pretty good fights on it. I mean, especially in the main card. The main card still was. I mean, the main event was kind of a letdown. It was quick, but for the rest of the card, it was still really good, really good. Let's see. I mean, it started off. Not gonna lie, guys. It's kind of boring. The first one, two, three, four fights all went to decision. And who did I pick here? Yeah, I picked Sagir. I mean, Tagir. Yeah, Tagir just wrestle fucked this one guy. Bernardo. Yeah, he just wrestle fucked him. Gaffarov. He threw hands on Rinya. It was crazy. Gaffarov was like my parlay died for this event. I thought Nakamura was gonna win for sure because of the size and reach advantage, but Gaffarov was just better on the feet. He mixed it up. Was able to take him down a few times. But yeah, it's just it felt like Rene went in with a bad game plan, like just trying to outstrike him when he could have just taken him down. It is what it is. And then Aline Perez with the upset in the early prelim. Good for her. I mean, I don't like uh I don't like women's MMA. Not gonna lie, there, except for some fights. Some fights are bangers, but like this one, yeah, it wasn't that exciting either. She kind of just took her down every round. And then we get to the prelims, the actual prelims. Yeah, Grant Dawson winning. Yep, right here, fucking Guskov with a submission. The orc. Who was this? Bekoev. Yeah, I think I paid Reese. But he got knocked out. That was crazy. And then with the fucking upset of the night, I think I saw my buddy told me it was like the fourth biggest upset of all in like all of UFC history. Fucking Peyton Talbot losing. And honestly, I did not see it coming, but I don't know. Something just felt off. Like he got taken down every round. It felt and it was just a really sloppy performance. Kind of like lethargic. Like it didn't really come out as crisp as he normally is. But yeah, he pretty much got fraud checked. Sad to say, but yeah, poor Peyton. A lot of guys this night, I think, lost their undefeated streak. So Peyton lost his, Nakamura lost his, and then so yeah, the undercard, the prelims, there was two finishes, so a knockout and a submission, and two win a decision. But the one of those decisions was crazy. Fucking Peyton Talbot was like minus 1,000, fucking 10 to 1 odds, and he fucking lost. That was yeah. I didn't see him losing. He was like a 12 years younger, reach, length, better, more recent wins. Yeah, it was crazy, 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 crazy. And then now on to the main card, which I was talking to my brother about it. He didn't like it that much. He thought it was kind of all right. And looking back at it, I thought it was actually pretty good. Pretty good. There was four finishes, and only one went to decision. But again, this one was another, yeah, like pretty big upset. Marab upsetting Umar with a 5 round decision. I mean, yeah, I ruled it the same, 3 rounds to 2. We'll get to that in a bit. First, Reiner de Ritter. Yeah, he just beat Kevin Holland. Man, this guy, like, I just knew this guy doesn't care. Like, he's not serious about the sport anymore. It feels, and yeah, afterwards he's like, yeah, I gotta do some changes. I'm like, yeah, you think? It's like he just messing around in there. It's just, they're just fucking around, and then he fights guys that are like not there to mess around, and get him in position and get stretched out and tapped out, submitted. So yeah, not much to say there with Kevin. And then in the first round, insane. And then we have Jalton Almeida. That was insane, man. Almeida with the knockout. First round as well. I gotta rewatch that really quick. That shit was crazy. Oh yeah, I remember. He kind of just ground and pounded him when he was on top of him. He took him down and then just started beating him. And then for the fight of the night that I wanted to see the most, and I feel like it lived up to the hype. I feel like it really did. Yuri versus Jamal. Very, very good performance out of Yuri. I had a feeling he was gonna win this one. Um, I just feel like he was better on the stand up, and I felt like Jamal's ego was kind of in the way and wanted to take the fight to the ground. Where I felt he had a little bit more of an advantage, especially with his wrestling background. But yeah, entertaining fight. They stood pretty much the entire fight. Yuri ended up catching him in the third. I know in like the second round, Jamal started, catching some back, get some shots back as well. But round three, man, he landed that hook that just dropped him, and that was all she wrote. All she wrote for that one. So yeah, good Yuri. I heard he's with that win. He's pretty much back in the title contention. Almeida should be as well soon. Probably one more win and he'll be in title contention. Ritter is probably one more win in title contention. Marab, like I mentioned earlier, man. Yeah, Umar lost his undefeated record. So that's three guys in this whole card. They were all undefeated, and all three of them lost. Insane. But yeah, this just goes to show you how this sport is. Just because there's so many different ways to win or lose. I mean, yeah, like win or lose a fight. I mean, shit, you can get knocked out in like seven different ways. Like you can get punched, kicked, kneed, um, doctor stoppage because of injury, corner stoppage. Uh, not to mention being submitted. Not to mention injuries like a bone or something breaks or pops out. I've seen guys tear their ACLs. I've seen guys. I mean, yeah, everybody's seen the Anderson Silva like their bone snapping. Like, yeah, it's crazy, 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 crazy. Um, and so that's why, like, I mean, even with his loss, I'm still interested in seeing this fight again, especially if Umar were to get a couple more wins, maybe just one more, depending on the opponent. Um, but yeah, like it's not the sport is not like boxing where it's I was kind of trying to hold on to their undefeated streak, where it's like, yeah, it's nice to have, but you miss out on great performances like this because Umar was winning this fight. It was 2 rounds to nothing, and then once round three came, that was a wrap. That was a wrap from there. He just outgassed him, and it was crazy too when he started showboating because he couldn't take him down. I think it was round four, and you just saw like, Dad, this guy's tired. Like, yeah, morale in the machine, morale in the machine, and then fucking the first round. I mean the last fight. Being first round. Shout out to Moicano. He made weight. He got paid, and UFC will probably take care of him with another fight for stepping in so short notice. He was trying to go on. He was expecting Benil, who was a little bit more methodical and with the takedowns, not as good on the stand up, but yeah, with this one, Islam just took him down, got him in a position, and just got that Darce locked in, and it was pretty much game. Yeah, a few fights here ended in the first round. Yeah, so the three fights here ended in the first round in the main card. That's insane. Yeah, there was one first round finish and a second round finish in the prelims. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there were 6 finishes. So 9, 2, 3, 4. There was 13 fights, 6 finishes, and then 2 decisions that were really big upsets. So like eight good fights overall. Because the ones with a decision, the other ones were like okay, they're whatever. Yeah, 8 to 13 is not bad. Like a low C, high B. So yeah, not bad, not bad at all. Then on to our next topic. Well, real quick, I know there is I'll be doing another prediction for UFC, but next week because there is a big, 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 big um, Saudi Arabia event, which oh my god, it's gonna be like at 7 in the morning starting our time because of the time difference. But that one looks really good. That card is insane. Like I can't believe it's a fight night card. It looks damn near pay per view material. But I digress. On to the next topic. Just wanted to recap quick, another recap of the NFL Divisional round. Oh boy. Oh dear. So the Chiefs. I think. Well, I think I'm like most people. I do not want the Chiefs to win again. I'm kind of over it by now. And don't get me wrong. Like I do. Um, I do root for some of the players. Like I don't hate Mahomes. I hate the way the refs treat him. You know, he has kind of special treatment. There was like, for example, there's a couple questionable calls in that game where I think it was called roughing when it wasn't roughing. Uh, 'Cause I think he slid or something. I think he slid. Yeah, yeah. They called roughing the passer because I think they said he hit him in the head, but he didn't. And then another time they called it necessary roughness because they hit him in the head, but they like he slid late and he like barely grazed the side of it. But yeah, it's just man, it doesn't help the argument that's against them right now. But you know they're still a very good team. Their defense is very good. They can run the ball. They got good weapons on the outside. They got Kelsey, so it is what it is with them. I kind of figured they were gonna win, you know, but not like that. Not like that. But hey, the Texans were they were just okay. I mean, they didn't play. I think part of it had to do with injuries, but they didn't play to the best of their ability. I would say. Um, yeah, they missed like a kick and a PAT, so there's like 4 points there. But you know, we can go back and forth with the refs, with the performance of the teams, with this, but overall, I think even with both these teams like shooting on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders, I still think the Chiefs would have won just because they're at home. And you're gonna hear a common theme with the weather. Like the weather played a big factor in all of these games, the ones that were outside. So at least. So yeah, we got the Chiefs now, and I think it was a 7 straight AFC Championship games. Like that's insane. I know the thing the Patriots did it back in the day, but man, that's just crazy. And yeah, I guess like the meme like it went full circle because I remember back in the day the Patriots were the ones that got treated that way, and then everybody wanted the Chiefs to win, and then they finally, you know, broke through, got over the hump, and there we go. The Chiefs have kind of been that team since. There's been other teams that are very well, that are very good as well. Um, for example, like the Eagles that we'll get into in a moment, but it just felt different with Kansas City, and I think especially because of the way they get treated by the refs, it just exacerbates that opinion against them. It makes it worse essentially. But yeah, I think I and most people picked the Chiefs that day, and they won. As far as the Commanders, I don't feel like anybody picked them other than other Commanders fans, because man, that's crazy. I had no idea they really hadn't done anything in about 40 years in terms of like playoff success. So man, that's just insane. Especially with they were dealing with a couple injuries, but dude, the fucking Commanders, they took command. That's all I gotta say about them. Like, I I I was shocked that the Lions committed so many turnovers like that. What was it like 4 picks and a fumble? And one was a pick six. And I mean, like, yeah, like there's the game right there. You got 4 turnovers and you lose by two scores. Like, and then yeah, I think there was like a Jameson Williams interception, and it's just man, It was really crazy seeing all the Detroit fans just depressed. I saw them videos of them leaving for the parking lot with like half the fourth quarter left, and it's like, man, that's crazy because this was pretty much their best chance. This was their best year. After this, everybody's gonna be gone in terms of either players, coaches. They've already lost two coaches as of right now. What's his name? Gus Johnson went to the Bears, yeah, and then Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. So I mean, there it is already. So like afterwards, I think Dan Campbell was crying and shit, and it's like, yeah, bro, like, what, like, what, where do you go from here? Because you got Goff, and he's pretty much shown now that you can't win the big one with him. He could win a bunch of regular season games with you. You know, he's a competent starting quarterback, but when it comes down to it, he's not going to be the one that wins it for you. Which must feel like shit. But I know someone doesn't feel like shit. It's fucking Jaden Daniels. This fucking guy, man, Jaden Daniels, freaking rookie. Could be the first rookie ever to win a Super Bowl in New Orleans. I hope. I hope they have everything ready because I think it's snowing in New Orleans, and it's shut down a lot of the city in terms of facilities, uh, like amenities and stuff to the city, like access to certain things, services. So, man, hopefully it's ready because the Super Bowl is soon, like 3 weeks away. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, and that'd be crazy. We see the Commanders in there with the. For, I think did a rookie ever get to the Super Bowl? I don't think they have. I think the last one I remember was Big Ben. He got to the AFC Championship game, and then he won it his second year. That's like the most recent, like that big a success I've seen. Usually they flame out first or second round because the playoff jitters gets to them. But yeah, I'll be rooting for the Commanders next week. Because man, speaking of the Super Bowl, I do not want to see the Rams or Eagles in the Super Bowl. Like if there was a way for both of them to lose, that would have been great. Because eh, the Rams won theirs recently. So did the Eagles, but more so the Rams won theirs recently. But there's just some defensive players on the Eagles I just don't like. But there's a lot of other players that I do like on the Eagles, like especially on offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts, Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard. They're all good. They're all good. You just some of their defensive players in the Eagles fucking just ugh, they grind my gears. So yeah, the Eagles winning that one. Oh, yeah. Sorry about earlier. I did not pick the Lions. I did pick the Eagles, and then I think I did pick the Bills just because they were at home and with that weather advantage. But the Eagles, man, that speak of the weather, man, it was yeah, a snowstorm. It was a snowstorm. Guys were slipping, dipping and diving, and yeah, Jalen Hurts long touchdown, Saquon Barkley long touchdown, strip sack on I think Stafford, and that was pretty much game. That was game. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the Eagles have been a great team for a while now. They won one Super Bowl, and they won another one with this squad specifically. Because a lot of the older players that were on the other squad aren't there anymore. It's a whole new team, whole new identity. But yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for the Commanders against. And then for the last game of the weekend, which lived up to the hype, surprisingly lived up to the hype. Ravens Bills. Oh boy. So, like I mentioned, I kind of I kind of figured the Bills were going to win just cuz I knew the weather was going to be a huge factor, and I saw somebody report that Lamar had never been in that cold of a game before. He'd only been in around like 29, 26 degrees. And it's like, okay, well, this is going to be a single digit game and there's snow out. Like, you don't have much, if any, experience in this outside of high school and maybe some, maybe some college games here and there that shit. I mean, he played at LSU. I don't see much snow in the South. Oh, I mean, hey, I mean, they did. There was snow recently. I think I mentioned earlier, yeah, because of in New Orleans, but even Florida, other parts. There was snowing in Florida. I think even in Texas. Like, it's crazy, man. All the snow, and the snow even affected this game a little bit. There was that center snap fumble that Lamar gave up, which ended up being points um, for Buffalo. And then at the very end, man, it crushes your heart. Mark Andrews, a fumble and the dropped 2 point conversion, which I'm sure both had to do with the snow. I'm sure. I mean, granted, it wasn't his best game, but man, that's gotta suck. Because there's some people that might alleviate the blame. They'll be like, "Oh, what about the rest of the team? They had this many yards, ate this much, and then for like what? Almost for nothing, Almost feels like that." And that's kind of how like I feel like the Ravens are right now. They went this far. They go this far every year. And last year was the Flowers fumble. This year is the Andrews fumble, and then the drop. And then what made it even worse was that they drove the whole field. It felt, yeah. Then they drove like 99 yards, almost 100 yards, to score that, to tie the game. And man, it just sucks because I'm gonna be rooting for Buffalo like I feel most people are in the AFC Championship game. But I mean, shit. Now let's get to our picks. I'm gonna sometimes what's the thing? Occam's razor. Yeah, the most obvious answer usually is the right answer. Yeah, dude. Like when the playoffs started, it was probably gonna be the Eagles and Chiefs, just because we live in that timeline, and it's just gonna be another rematch of Eagles Chiefs. And I hope it's not. I really hope it's at least the Bills. At the very minimum, give me the Bills, because the Commanders, they got a young quarterback. They're in a pretty. I mean, besides the Eagles, they're in a pretty mad division. The Cowboys aren't that great. The Giants aren't great. So they'll be good enough to make it again next year, the playoffs. But for the Bills, man, it's giving 2000s Colts Peyton Manning whenever he would go to New England in the playoffs, and they'd always lose to Brady in New England because it was always cold, and Peyton played in a dome and he doesn't play good outside. And I think the one time they did win against the Patriots, they were, I think it was like '06, and the Colts were at home, and the game was still close. That'd be Brady. But yeah, I'm like I said earlier, I'm gonna be rooting Commanders Bills. I'm gonna I hope they win. But money, money on it, gun to my head, Eagles Chiefs. Eagles Chiefs. And I think most people are gonna agree with me on that. I hope they don't. I hope the Bills can pull it off, but they're on the road and they always kind of come up short in Kansas City, and the Commanders on the road with a rookie quarterback. Please. Yeah, give me Eagles Chiefs. Sadly. And I'll have to see who I'm rooting for there because shit, I would hope both teams lose, but uh I guess the Mahomes three-peat, just get that over with, that storyline over with, if that's the script. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I guess the three-peat would be a better story than the Eagles winning one, I guess. Or the Eagles get the revenge back, and then it's like, okay, well, what next? They get 2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3 is next. Like, no, I don't want to see that again. But all right. On to our next topic. But just before that, let me take a quick swig. So, this is probably going to be the news that is dominating the headlines, that has dominated the headlines the entire week and most of the weekend. We have again President Trump, Donald John Trump. Oh boy. So, like I said in the last one, the last video, I'm not trying to get too political with anybody. Don't want to give, anybody to feel like they're alienated here. Like, oh, what the fuck? You're talking shit. Like, no, no, no. I do not want that. I did not vote for him, but nor did I vote for her, nor did I vote for Joe. I didn't vote for Hillary, Kamala, Bernie, Trump. I didn't vote for any of these fuckers. Obama. I was in high school. I was a kid. But yeah, I was just. I like to keep up to date. I like to stay aware. And I mean, it's kind of hard to miss considering the inauguration was on Monday, on MLK Day, and I didn't have school because of it, because of MLK Day, because of national holiday. So I was like, okay. Um, and not to mention it's on every single channel, every single news channel. But yeah, dude, the fucking I watched some of it, like not all of it. Like I saw the hold on, before I even get to that, the I think even like right after or the day of my last episode, they announced a ceasefire in Israel. So that was just like okay, like already, like all right, already getting started because I'd heard that something with like releasing of the hostages being a big deal and trying to get that war settled out. So that's one of the first steps. I think it was like a 60-day ceasefire they announced and with uh, Hamas, Israel Gaza situation. Um, and yeah, they're trying to first work out trying to get the hostage situation settled out. And the first step was one, no more fighting. Number two, hostage situations, prisoner exchange, and then number three, maybe peace. Who knows? We're not at that stage yet. We got probably like 50 more days of this or so, give or take. And then, sorry, back to what I was mentioning. Monday, yes, was the inauguration, and like I mentioned, it was on every fucking channel, so it was kind of hard not to miss it. I think I was watching the ABC coverage. Yeah, the ABC coverage for a little bit, and while I was working out, just because it's on every fucking channel. Um, and I kind of zoned out once they had because they have a bunch of just random shit, dude. They have like Madam Speaker, and it's like okay, dude, like can you just like hurry up? Like I get it's a ceremony and like a process you guys had to do, but it's like damn, bro, like like uh. What part that is damn it, like there was like a men's choir singing. I'm like, okay, like is this really necessary? Like, and so they brought out anybody and everybody that was willing and able to perform and say, okay, here's Carrie Underwood. And say, okay, like thanks. Here's here's this marching band from HBCU, and it's like that's good for them, dude. That's really great for them. Congrats. But it's like okay, like I think one of the part where I zoned out the most was fucking. I think they brought out Amy Klobuchar, and I'm like, who like where have you been this past like 40 years? Like, what the fuck? And then that shit, my dumb ass didn't know. I guess she had a higher position. Fuck. Moving in silence. Amy. But yeah, I mean, I saw like celebrities there, like the McGregor, the Paul brothers. Theo Vaughn, like pretty much everybody that helped him get elected on the internet. So like Dana White, I don't think I saw Joe Rogan there. I saw Mike Tyson there. Um, Pretty much every politician and their wife except Michelle Obama, and I don't think Putin's wife went. Not Putin. What the fuck, Putin? Pence's wife. Pence's wife went either. Um, but fucking Trump's wife Melania was dressed like the fucking Pink Panther. I was like, what the fuck is his hat? You look like a fucking like a detective or something. I'm like, what's going on? I mean, it looked cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. It looked cool, but it was just I don't know. Oh, probably because it was really windy and it was really cold. Because I don't know if you guys heard or saw that, but apparently it was like in the single digits maybe, or it felt around that because of the snow. Because like I mentioned earlier, it's snowing in New Orleans, Florida, fucking Texas. But dude, it's bad in other parts of the country too. Like there's it's like I think almost a foot, not a foot, like several inches of snow, and like yeah, like I mentioned fucking earlier, these fucking things take forever, dude. Like you got all these motherfuckers singing, fucking performing. Oh, say can you see? And fuck, like, not even that, dude. Like fucking America the Beautiful. I say what the like, damn, dude. I haven't even heard that song since I was like in middle school. Fucking this land is your land. This land is my land. Just kidding. But yeah, so these things take hours. Like, it's not just, oh, here you go. I solemnly swear to that I'm up to no good or whatever. I'm the president now. Nah, dude, it's like, like a lot of these motherfuckers are old. Like these, because everybody that's, and that's a big deal in politics is there. You have all the old presidents, you got all the judges, you got all the Senate, most of the Congress, and a lot of these fuckers are old, like over 70 years old. And it's like, bro, like these motherfuckers are gonna die if they sit out here. Like I remember the last one, I think Bernie was outside with like his mittens or something, and it's like, yeah, dude, like imagine that, but it's snowing and windy and everybody's like around Bernie's age. Like, bro, yeah, like motherfuckers are gonna die. Not to mention the crowd is gonna show up, like motherfuckers are gonna be shivering or drinking just to stay fucking warm or something. The best are starting like fucking campfires and the fucking in the trash cans and shit. But yeah, I think the fucking yeah the Elon was there. Who else is there? That was Zuckerberg, Bezos. Yeah. And then it's fucking dude. Okay, oh my gosh. So I didn't know his girlfriend, his fiance, sorry, Bezos' fiance. Okay, did you guys know she came out in Spider-Man 3? Because she was like a reporter, like a really big, like big deal reporter back in like the 2000s. And I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, you came out in movies and shit? Like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, cool, congrats, congratulations, Jeff, you're getting married. I know he got a divorce, and then he's getting remarried. I'm like, congrats. But dude, I see this lady, and I'm like, yo, dude, she looks like a fucking titan from Attack on Titans. Like she looks like her face is being stretched out like the fucking mask from the Jim Carrey movie. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like it's scary, man. It's scary the amount of work that people do on their face, and it's sad, man. It's sad because they're doing it because they have well, at least in my opinion, they kind of have low self esteem because they want to like have portray an image that they're not, and so they pay hundreds of thousands, sometimes hundreds, tens of thousands of dollars to fucking look some way that they're not, and it's like, damn, bro, like it's okay to to age gracefully, but I feel, it's bad. I mean, you get touched by doing it for either her husband or herself to make her feel better, to make him feel better, or whatever. But it's just damn, bro. It's just fucking Zuckerberg was checking her out because she pulled up in a fucking blazer and lingerie or whatever. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on right here? Zuck was scoping out them tits. I'm like, dude, what is this on camera too, bro? Like, and then I saw Theo Vaughn. He fell in his chair. I'm like, this looks scripted, but okay, it's okay, it's okay. And yeah, I saw the highlight was the speeches. That was the highlight of the fucking of the day. He gave a couple speeches, one inside to the crowd of the main politicians, people, old geezers, and then he gave another speech outside where you hear the crowd fucking yeah. Like that shit was crazy, dude. They were fucking. It was like a sports game, dude. They were showing fucking the different politicians walk in, so you would just you they would show fuck who would they show? Barron, yeah. Uh Obama, boo. Um who they show those? That they fuck with Don Jr., yeah, or Dana White, yeah. What is it? Kamala, boo. It was just so funny, bro. Like it's just like this is ridiculous, man. It's like a fucking TV show. But yeah, the like I said, the highlight of it was Trump doing the speeches. You know, the usual touching on his policies. It was most immigration, inflation, the wars, energy are like the main four things. I would say like the main four things. Yeah, energy, inflation, the wars, and immigration. And he always talks shit about Biden. It's so fucking funny, dude. Like he can't go through like a couple sentences because they'll ask him a question, and then he'll be like, "Oh, the last administration." It's so fucking. I'm like, dude, Joe Biden, dude, Joe, come on, Joe. Oh yeah, and then fucking Joe Pardon like was like 8,000 people or something. Like that was fucking wild. I'm like, Joe, man, Joe, you dog, Joe. You're a dog. I remember he already pardoned Hunter. Hunter seems pretty cool to hang out with. Not gonna lie, he'd be funny. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he pretty much highlighted that shit by the executive order list, signing him off. And that shit was funny because this he had this motherfucker like read him off as he was signing him, and the crowd was just going yeah for like every fucking one. So like, what was it? Okay, yeah, I got him right here. The immigration or executive order. So national emergency at the border. No deploying troops at the border. Let me see what else we here. Targeting cartels, gangs, foreign gangs, suspended resettlement. So it's this. What is this? The Remain in America shit or Remain in Mexico? I don't fucking know that bullshit. Um, yeah, here it is. Remain in Mexico policy, and then this is the big one. This is the one you're seeing all over the news right now. The most, I guess, controversial. Trump birthright citizenship. He's trying to end the birthright citizenship. So what they're basically trying to do is stop what they see as an incentive for immigrants to come here by being like, all right, they're arguing is if you're the current policy is they have in place is if you're an immigrant, you come here, you have a kid, you can't leave because your kid is basically like anchoring you down. So they're trying to get rid of that, which has kind of been a thing since the country was founded and it's in the I think it's in the 14th Amendment, but they're gonna try to argue and send it to the Supreme Court. And honestly, I feel like they're gonna get that because they have the court on their side. So fuck. We'll see. We'll see. That's the big one. That's the big one in the news that you guys are seeing right now. So what else? Oh yeah, here we go. The drill, baby drill. Yeah, they're gonna start drilling more. So we're gonna go back to coal and stuff. Um, no more offshore. Yeah, like anything like renewable. They're pausing it. Like especially windmills. This motherfucker hates windmills. Yeah, he got out of the Paris Climate Treaty. Yeah, no more DEI stuff at least in the federal jobs. Um, Let's see. Oh, the Jan 6 pardons, dude. That was one of the biggest ones too. You're seeing that because that's one of the most controversial things. There was like around 15, 1,600 people that were arrested from Jan 6, the people um that went to the Capitol that day. He pardoned them, and yeah, 1,500 pardons. And it's people it's controversial because amongst them were because fucking cops died that day, dude. Like there were yeah, like people died that day. Like I think 4 or 7 people died that day. Most of them were cops. So it's like these guys were part of, is not directly involved, but indirectly uh involved with, the deaths of those people, with the damage, the property damage to the fucking to the building, and then not to mention the message they're trying to send, so it is what it is. They got out. Oh, and then the like some of them have like fucking those like weird like right wing guys that are trying to like rouse it up, but wild, wild, wild. Let me see. Got out of the World Health Organization, extended TikTok, made Doge into a thing like Department of Government Agency. He got rid of the Biden's like protections for like I don't know a bunch of stuff like LGBTQ stuff, energy stuff. He put a pause on immigration or something like kind of shutting the border down for a while. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It was like a rundown of I want to say around 60 on day one. I think it was like around 80, like 60 to 80, just orders that he just went in, just bam, right away, and it was like damn. And like I said, he was signing them all off. Like he went into I think it was the Capitol Arena. Yeah, yeah, he had everybody there. All his cabinet, all his main players were there. They were all there. And then he brought out this guy, I forgot his name, and he was reading out to the crowd, and he was like, "The president is declaring a national emergency at the border," and then you'd hear the whole crowd, "Yeah!" Like it's fucking someone just hit a three. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, bro? Um. Oh, and the last thing, the ice raids. So they started already in Bakersfield and other parts of the country, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But now they're starting. They're out there. These dudes are out there, and they're basically they're directed first, from what I've seen. They're first targeting any illegal immigrant that was already charged with the crime. So so they might either be awaiting their day in court, or I think they might have already committed it, but yeah, I think are um it's like serving their sentence in the community, so they're like on sort of some sort of probation or parole. um but from my understanding is they're targeting illegal immigrants that have committed crimes and that are still out and about in the community. Um, some in jails as well. They're gonna go for the ones that are in jails because those are the easiest ones to find. But for the ones that are harder to find, obviously the ones that are more out in the community, I think they're gonna also target like people that are housing them or other people that are other illegal other people that are with alongside them. And so I'm seeing a lot of people already starting to like leave the uh certain areas of the country entirely. So that's already starting to. I gotta look more into that, but that's just kind of the day. Just yeah, it's his 22nd, so it's only day two, officially day two of the fucking job. But they are rock and rolling. They are starting with a bang, basically. Because like I mentioned, I just listed like 20 things right now, and that was off one article that I found. And like I mentioned, he signed a lot more than that, and I'm just touching on generalities. I'm not even going into full details, but that's that. President Trump, 47. There it is. With the news. But next topic. Oh boy. The same fucking night, the college football national championship. I can't believe they had it that day. It should have been on Friday, the last weekend Friday, because we had two playoff games on Saturday, and then excuse me, the two playoff games on Sunday. So it would have been a perfect Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I think it was because it was in the Superdome, and then the weather, like I mentioned, it was. I think that day there was icicles, like it was still really really cold, but oh, I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure why they couldn't have it. They might have been like another event, because yeah, like a lot of people were saying it, like, it didn't feel like there was a lot of hype behind this game because it was on a Monday night. It was after the playoffs. The inauguration had just happened, and MLK Day just happened, and it's just and like a college game is the fourth or fifth thing on people's minds. You know what I mean? So and the game wasn't that bad. I mean, it was Ohio State pretty much. I mean, outside of the first quarter, because Notre Dame came out 7-0, bang, quarterback power. Riley Leonard was, their O line couldn't be stopped, but that second quarter happened, and Notre Dame showed that they can't really score on these guys, whereas Ohio State, they look like a well-oiled machine. Freaking, what's his name? Will Howard looked like one of the best college players I've seen. Their running back Judkins and the receiver Smith, like dude, they felt it really did feel like they had the trio of players. Not to mention their defensive players with freaking Jack Sawyer. Um, Man, they had like who was it? Yeah, 44 Sunny Style. Like, dude, like they got sacks. Yeah, man, like it was a really good game. And shout out to Notre Dame for kind of making a game of it, especially later on. Um, yeah, passed it to Jaden Greathouse. Yeah, it's pretty good. Um, Jaden's pretty good too. I think it's 88. Um, but yeah, they got down really early. They couldn't run the ball pretty much with any of their running backs. Jeremiah Love got 4 carries. Yeah, Price 3 carries. Freaking Riley Leonard had 17 carries. Man, yeah, I knew Notre Dame was eventually going to get outmatched. That's kind of the thing with these college games. Like, if they're not late, I mean, if they're not close late in the game, they'll usually be close early on if the teams are more or less competitive. But I want to say by the second, the second and start of the third, the talent of the more talented team just starts taking over, and a turnover here or there, a stop here or there, and it's pretty much a wrap. Especially with the explosiveness that Ohio State has. So, hey, shout out to all the Buckeye fans. You beat the Irish. So I think that's the last one they won. I think it was in 2014, around there with Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, and then Notre Dame hasn't won one since the 80s. Coach Lou Holtz, it's Notre Dame. Oh man, Coach Lou. But yeah, Ryan Day got his. He got his natty. And honestly, I think they might lose to Michigan again next year. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's a wrap for this year's college season. I'll I'll be playing some more college football on the video game during their off season. But hey, enjoy the football while it lasts, because like I said, we only have 3 more weeks until the Super Bowl. This championship weekend, and then we got the shitty Pro Bowl, and then the Super Bowl. So it is what it is. I love this sport. But for our last topic, I have another big love, which is movies. Uh, and right now we're in January, which is, I don't know if you guys knew this, it is like the graveyard of movies. So it's like a rule of thumb where if a movie comes out in January, like if like officially releases in January, unless it was some sort of like limited release during December for like international or Oscar reasons, where it's like, oh, it's kind of like an artsy movie where not a lot of theaters have it. No, I'm talking a movie that comes out in January. They usually suck. So I've been hearing a lot of stuff of like the movies coming out lately. Um, some of them I heard actually weren't that bad. Like the Den of Thieves 2, I heard wasn't that bad. One of them Days, I heard it wasn't that bad, but the fucking Wolfman movie I heard was bad. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not surprised. Like why would you assume these movies are gonna be good? Like why would they be released right now? You know what I mean? Like think of that genre. Okay, horror, right? Or thriller horror. Why would you release it in January? Well, why not like, August at the very minimum, but you want to do it in October, right? So, it's not a knock on like, all this stuff, but it's interesting. Very interesting. Cuz the that Robbie Williams movie came out, Better Man. Yeah, $110 million budget and it made like 10, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like it doesn't look good. Like it looks like a AI generated Planet of the Apes spinoff with like a fucking singing Caesar, and I'm like, no, dude, this is terrible. Like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, I just no, I will not be going to the theaters this month. Sadly, they did release Wallace and Gromit on Netflix. I watched that, and even that was kind of whatever. But I just wanted to go through the rest of the year to highlight the movies that I'm excited for, at least to see if you guys are going to be excited too. And let me know if down in the comments if there's any movies I miss. But let's start with February. Okay, February. There's a couple there. Yeah, and it's really only Captain America: Brave New World, which I don't know. I hope it's good. I really do. I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters. I might if the reviews are like, the word of mouth is good. If it's just like whatever, I'll just probably just wait for streaming because I'm not gonna watch Paddington in Peru, but I'm eventually going to on streaming. I watched the first one, and I still have to watch Paddington 2 because I heard it's one of the best movies ever, unironically. And that's basically February, and then as far as March, I think there's only one movie, and that's just because I like the director and is the movie I'm thinking about? Yeah, Mickey 17. Mickey 17. I like the director and Rob Pattinson. I think it's like a space type of film. So yeah. Um Besides that, there's really nothing that I'm looking forward to until I'm kind of interested in 28 years later. I just have to watch the other ones, like a rewatch of them, because I don't really remember them when I was a kid. And then I am gonna watch the new Jurassic World just because dinosaurs. I always go with my family. It's summer movies. I always go. The movie I'm most excited for this year is Superman. I'm most because that's the one. I'm a DC fan. I'm a Batman fan and a DC fan, and superhero fan in general. But that movie has to work. If it flops, if it doesn't work, it's over for DC. It's over. And I kind of feel the same way with Fantastic Four. Like if those two don't work, it's a wrap. Like these two are they're like ten pole. Like these have to work. Like if they don't work, the future is pretty much tainted. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm more excited for Superman just because of James Gunn being behind it and the cast, and well, mainly the characters. But yeah, it's I hope, I hope. And then for the rest of the year, so sorry, those coming out in July. All three of those: Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic World. And then as far as the rest of the year, I might check out Tron Ares, and that one comes out in October. But I'm more excited for Mortal Kombat 2, just because I've heard what they're doing with that. They're bringing in Johnny Cage, other characters as well that I'm excited to see. And then as far as that's concerned, probably just the Avatar movie later on in December. Oh, and Zootopia 2. I like the first one. That one's coming out in November. And then Avatar 3, Avatar 3 in December. Fire and Ash, which I heard are about like the fire Navi, and there's like a like one they like fly with like blimps or something. They're like they're like nomads. Yeah, exactly. Copying exactly like fucking Avatar Last Airbender. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a fan of both. But yeah, that'll probably do it for this week, guys. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of the movies coming out this year, and if there's any that you guys are excited for, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I missed any. Okay. But yeah, that'll be it for this time. I'll catch you guys next week on another episode of Everybody and Their Mom podcast. Catch you guys later. Bye.